Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm the Alpha Meteorologist. I know I did not upload last night. I am sorry, I was a bit busy. But here we are with another Atlantic tropical video. As you can see today, we are gonna take a quick look at the Atlantic. We do have Tropical Storm Isaias, tracking towards northwest, towards the East Coast, towards Florida, towards the Bahamas. And really near the Turks and Caicos Island, southeast of the Turks and Caicos Island. May make landfall overnight tonight. May go over overnight tonight. Possibly 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., possibly over there. But it didn't go right over the Dominican Republic today. As you can see, Isaias is expected to take the northwesterly track. But then we do, and not just Isaias, we do have 93L, which is this disturbance, not letting me zoom in on that, but 93L doesn't pose a threat to, at the moment, to USA or any of the Lesser Antilles, Central America, Cuba, Bahamas, anywhere there, no threat. But Africa, Western Africa could be getting, right now, probably maybe getting some rain in Western Senegal, and basically all those areas, but mostly maybe even some winds, but it is has a moderate chance of development over the next 5 days. And if we look at the outlook, 40% chance of formation within 2 days and 40% chance within 5 days. It was 50%, so they did lower it a little bit, but that is exactly what they did with Isaias. It was a 90% chance and a 70% chance. Then it developed into a tropical storm. Touching up on Isaias, not Isaiah, oh my god, I used to say Isaias. Touching up on Isaias, tropical storm watches are now issued for some of the southeastern Florida coast. It is expected to become a hurricane. Basically go. Hurricane warnings actually are issued for the Bahamas, so it is gonna hit there within a day. 8 a.m. Saturday actually, seeming to be right over the Bahamas, 8 p.m. tomorrow, past most of the Turks and Caicos Islands, but yes. So tropical storm watches, have been issued for some of the southeastern Florida coast. It's expected to become a hurricane, basically go right up, brush Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, possible landfall in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, then really mid-Atlantic all the way to the northeast, really in the cone of this. It's supposed to be a tropical storm right east of Massachusetts, actually. Massachusetts, one of the states going to be affected. New Jersey also. New Jersey, Delaware, New York, Long Island, Rhode Island, Connecticut, even Delaware. It is, but Massachusetts also, Maine even. I think the chat did update a little bit newer, just a little bit. So one of the things in my map that I made based on impacts is wrong a little bit. So I am going to have to change that. But, yeah, you can see northeast Massachusetts dodged most of Faye. This time could be getting hit by Isaias. 70-mile-an-hour winds possible along the East Coast in this cone. Places like Boston, New York City, Atlantic City, even Providence, Hartford, Dover, Washington, D.C., even basically anywhere along that East Coast, mid-Atlantic. Stronger down places like Savannah, Miami, really, places on the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Really, those are going to be hurricane winds. Expected, though, as it passes through, like, east of Massachusetts, all that northeast area, really 70-mile-an-hour winds, hurricane force wind gusts of 85 miles an hour are expected as of the moment, as some of the data from one of the apps that I have used. Tropical storm is most likely, you can see, it is actually stretched west more. It is stretched, for Massachusetts, it has stretched west more. It was only in the southern part, but now Boston has a 5% chance. I believe that's a 5% chance. Is it a 5% chance? It is a 5% chance for Boston and even Worcester, basically New York City, Atlantic City, Florida even has a 30% chance actually, but You can see though now 10% chance, even 10% chance starting to move on to some chances of Massachusetts most likely tropical storm first winds about Tuesday, possibly 2 p.m. past Massachusetts. Seems that Tuesday 8 a.m. is going to be a little past New Jersey, Long Island, really getting the brink of it at about Tuesday 8 a.m. But New Jersey really overnight, midnight Tuesday. Tropical storm winds earliest though. Let's load it. By Tuesday 8 a.m. where it was Massachusetts, that was all the way up into Maine. By if any chance, if this is what happens, Massachusetts would be overnight now. New Jersey would be Monday 8 p.m. But by Friday 2 a.m., if it happens, the most likely is it's going to be moving into the Turks and Caicos at about 2 a.m. tonight, but earliest it's moved even into some of the southern Bahamian Islands tonight. Spaghetti models used where its path shifted. This is now, we all think this is going to stay as the path. It was west of most of Florida. East Coast was fine, or mostly fine. Now it's east, the whole East Coast, right up the East Coast of the USA, really. Could get impacted. Look at the latest satellite. You can see some convection starting to happen in the center. Center's I believe somewhere about right about there almost, right about in there, packed in there. But you can see, this is a pretty big system, really big. But let's go some pro features. The latest image right here. You can see the latest image of Isaias. I keep saying it right. I don't know if I've said it wrong before. I'm sorry if I did. But latest images of Isaias. You can see big system. Really lots of some of it even still over Dominican Republic, but centers off the coast. Puerto Rico is out. Possible west, maybe some out of Iran still moving on, but Puerto Rico seems to be done. It did move more south than we expected. It was expected to go north, hitting Puerto Rico, but it went south of Puerto Rico, which was good. But then, and we thought that it went over Dominican Republic, Hispaniola, the high terrains. We thought it would slow development, but not really. It passed there fast. Doesn't really seem to have weakened. Animated loop. Let's wait for the images to load in. I want to do this so it's clean. Hang on, I want to make it clean. Stop. Okay, you can see it here. Nice. You can see broad rotation right in the center. You can see some rotation there. Definitely, you can tell where the center is. Lots of convection still happening on the eastern side of the storm. If you look at the HMON models, I don't know what those stand for, but forecast tracks show it. Normal track you can see is the red. HMON shows it making a landfall in southern Massachusetts. It's going to be shows Cat 1 right east of New Jersey, south of Long Island. Then making landfall in southern Massachusetts as a tropical storm. If it took this thing, Boston would get impacted way more. Possible in the eye wall. The eye wall is not in a tropical storm, but the centers really edge where it's the stronger rain. Really, that could get hit. Here, and if we look at the intensity on this one, Cat 2 possible, but we really expect it just to become a low-end Cat 1 and then come into a tropical storm, really. Rain-wise, if it follows this model, 2 to 4 inches in some of Massachusetts, New Jersey, even some possible. So I believe that's 0, 1, 2, 4. Is that 8 inches of rain? 8 inches of rain, I think. Yes, 8 inches, I believe. 0 is the white, 1, yeah. 8 inches of rain is possible in some parts of New Jersey, North Carolina. So, really high wind. Not high wind. Really flooding rain, downpours really expected with Isaias. You can see that the winds off the coast, not really showing the winds on the coast for some reason here, but off the coast you can see even 50-mile-an-hour winds off the coast of Boston. That's New Jersey, pocket east of Virginia, even 96, possible 83. But HMON says that. Let's look at the radar of HMON. You can see I'm going to control it. You can see it cuts right through the Bahamas, stays way off the coast of Florida. Not way off the coast, but pretty off the coast. Florida doesn't even seem like it's going to get any rain with this model. Some rain on the eastern coast, but look at Florida was getting hit. Now, it's still in the cone, and we're still going to get high wind. But this model hardly shows any rain there, but still going to be some rain. Then you can see it. You can see the eye right there. It's going to be a hurricane. And then it nails there, and then it nailed North Carolina as a hurricane. Stays really close to the coast. So it hit the center, hits Long Island, goes into Connecticut, goes into Rhode Island, goes into Boston, goes north, and then weakens out. It's not what we think is going to be the scenario, but it is a model that we have to follow. This one, the HWRF, is showing a lot of different things. The purple HWRF, that's the expected one for the HWRF. This one now, not showing it becoming a hurricane, but that one would be the worst possible case scenario for some of the eastern coast. So you can see it goes east of Florida, then it possibly juts out into Florida, then goes up. Savannah really hit. It's going to go on lots of land. Still says tropical storm, though. But then Boston, Boston's literally in the center of the path, so that's the worst case scenario. But the expected one, tropical storm, it's just right off the coast at most spots. Possible landfall in North Carolina, and then really possible landfall in Nantucket, Massachusetts. Some of Massachusetts possible, not really likely though. One of the models, the CTCX, does have it becoming a Cat 1 after it makes landfall in Nantucket. But rain-wise on this model, it is data not yet available. It is processing. This is gonna work good. I want to do this stop. Okay, you can see this one. This one, it's really glitchy. I don't think that's actually going to be the rain. Is that the rain? That's so weird. Look at that, guys. It's like a line. But this one, literally, I don't even know what this shows. Like, it hits Florida, the center, and then dissipates. Then from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., a giant thing of rain reintegrates. But then it dissipates again. Then it comes back. Then it hits North Carolina, unorganized. Then this is just a soaker for the parts of the Northeast. If this follows this, soaking. Starts to rain in Massachusetts all the way even up to Maine by Tuesday 8 a.m. And by Tuesday 2 p.m., they're not even in the brink of it, so Tuesday 8 p.m. probably. Tuesday midnight will move out. Yes, so really, not really. We do the winds are going to be far from the center. So the cone, basically Boston, it is showing possible 70 mile an hour winds all the way up to the East Coast. 85 mile an hour wind gusts. That is really strong. That is extremely strong. That's like enough to possibly down a whole tree, and that's not even part of it. It is way stronger than that. That is not winds to mess with everyone. But I do have this map right here. I have to quickly update something there quickly. Maine is really a bargain state because it's really north, but so is New Hampshire. Most of it's not on the coast, but it's still, we have in high impacts, I've put Florida, North Carolina under. I do use mapchart.net for all of these maps if you would like to use that, but it's up to you guys. If you guys even use these maps, but I probably don't, but that's what I use. North Carolina, Florida under high impacts in my map, basically literally Georgia, South Carolina, if my map would move, Virginia, Washington, D.C., as it's going to get soaked. Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, mostly Long Island, under a slight impact. Most of New York is just going to be a little to no impact. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, really, East Coast, boom, boom. Florida, Florida could get spared, could not. It's still uncertain, but yes. So more, you can see where the wind history is. No hurricane force winds yet. It's not a hurricane, but tropical storm winds. Puerto Rico in the middle of it, Dominican Republic, some of northern Haiti, even some of the Turks and Caicos Islands right now getting tropical storm force winds. Flash flood. More graphics, let's read this. Isaias will produce heavy rains and potentially life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides across Dominican Republic, northern Haiti, Turks and Caicos, and the Bahamas. So this is not really something to mess with. Hurricane or tropical storm conditions and dangerous storm surge are expected in portions of the northwestern and central Bahamas. Tropical storm conditions will continue to spread across portions of the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Turks and Caicos, and southeastern Bahamas. Florida East Coast beginning Saturday, tropical storm conditions possible. Tropical storm watch is in effect for some of the southeastern Florida coast. Heavy rains, South Florida, East Central Florida, flooding in urban and low-lying and poorly drained areas. There's a risk of impact from wind, heavy rainfall, and storm surge late from northeastern Florida coasts and spreading northward along the remainder of the U.S. East Coast, all up the East Coast, possible. Florida is not really different from many other states based on the percentage of tropical storm force winds. There's only a bit of yellow, but even Massachusetts shows that. Massachusetts, North Carolina, anywhere along the East Coast. New Jersey, only the eastern part. This is sort of like Faye, but not Faye. Faye was a real soaker to the Northeast. Mostly Boston really dodged a bullet. It was expected to get hit, but it really hit New York City, New Jersey, and yes. So, hurricane wind probability, very low. That part, I need to go back to that. Where was that? Where more graphics, hurricane probability, and that was not what it was. The southern side part near Florida and Bahamas was there, but there's a new area, even though it's a 5% chance. It's off the coast of New Jersey and even some of Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. That can bring hurricane force wind gusts, and that almost guarantees tropical storm force winds. That is a new spot. So that could be saying that it could come a hurricane there again. It is pretty unlikely. 50-knot wind probability, pretty high for some areas, even Cape Cod. Based on Florida precipitation areas, this is mostly for southern. Fort Lauderdale, 4 inches. Miami, 4 inches. Homestead, 4 inches. Everglades City, 3 inches. Even Naples, almost 2 inches. West Palm Beach, almost 4 inches. Jupiter, almost about 3.5 inches. Really, this is a pretty big storm. Even up in north, Stewart, almost 5 inches of rain. Vero Beach, 4 inches. Melbourne, about 2.5 almost. Orlando, almost 2 inches. An hour, not an hour and a half. An inch and a half of rain. Even Daytona Beach, an inch of rain. Titus, I don't think it's called Titusville. I don't think it is Nat's name. I don't think it is, but I'm going to call it that because I don't really know how to pronounce it. I'm just going to say 2 inches of rain for that area. This isn't for that excessive rainfall. That is, okay, that's for all the USA. Let's do, before we end the video, I think I want to do a quick little touch-up on 93L. You can see that 93L is not expected to impact any of the Western, Americas, any of the islands, any of anything. Western Africa, possible impact. You can see it is there. 40% chance of developing. Look at it, though. Satellite, we're going to have to zoom in it. There it is. You can see not only some possible rotation, not really, though. Some convection starting to happen off the coast of Africa, though. Review Harris loop. There it is. No. View forecast. Here is what I wanted to do. So, guys, this storm is not expected to even get close to the Western Atlantic, close to our home. USA, close to our home. I said our home. USA, that's really not our home, but, I guess, I don't know why I just said that, but many tracks expected to go northwest. One of them has it plowing into Mauritania. most of them have it not impacting many places, going west northwest, possibly going west a little before dissipating. Two of them have it literally like a huck almost, possibly going into some of the western Sahara, but not really much on that storm. But yeah, guys, so I think that's going to be it. I'm going to send you guys off with that. This was a way longer video than before. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video, which most likely will be tomorrow night. But if it becomes a hurricane tomorrow or any new warnings or anything come up, I will do a video in the day, and I will attempt to start trying to do some live streams. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Stay safe.